Okay, let's talk taxes. I know it's not everyone's favorite subject. It's definitely not my favorite subject, but it's very important when you're buying a house to be familiar with what the property taxes are going on in the house that you're interested in. So the property tax can greatly affect your monthly payment. So you want to make sure that before you put in an offer on a property that you're aware of what the taxes are for that one and what the possible changes can be, because there will be changes to your taxes. Don't get surprised after you buy a house and the next year the new year's tax bill comes in and it's substantially different than your last one. You need to make sure you have all the information up front when buying a house. And one of the great things that most of the bigger counties have, like here in Hillsborough County, you can go on the Hills Tax Collector's website and they will give you an estimator calculator for how much your taxes could be. So you put in the property address, you put in the new price that you're going to be paying for the property, whether or not you're going to apply for homestead exemption, and it will give you a good estimate. So that's a great first start to do when looking at a house that you're thinking about putting in an offer. And then what are those taxes for, right? So if you're new to home ownership, if you're new to the United States, if you're new to Florida, then you may be totally unaware about what the property taxes are. So here in Florida, we don't have state income tax. Woohoo! We don't have to pay taxes on our income every year, which makes it a very desirable place to want to live. But we do have property taxes on every piece of real property there is, whether it's owned by a business or an individual. So when you're buying a house, the current tax rate will be there for you to see what the current owners are paying for taxes. And all those amounts, all those dollars go towards county and city, so local municipalities. That's where the property taxes go to. So they go towards things like the road systems, the fire department, the public schools, the any of the other public utilities, libraries, anything like that that's going on that's owned by the government, the local governments there. So that's where the money goes, and it's all outlined in your tax bill. You could see which departments get paid what. Very often here in Florida, our trash collection is included with our property taxes also. Some areas may even have their water bill connected to it too. So it's all outlined in a tax bill. When you're looking at a house to buy, definitely ask your realtor for the last tax bill so you could see the breakdown. Another important thing to look for, if the taxes are high for a home, high compared to other ones that you're looking at, it may be because there's CDD tax. That's pretty common around here in Central Florida and the west coast of Florida. It is a community development district tax, and it is an extra tax added on to the property tax bill every year, and it's for developing communities. It's usually found in newer communities, maybe in the last 10, 15 years, and it is a tax that lasts usually about 20 years. It gets paid every year rather than getting paid up front when the community is getting developed. So that's also included in taxes, and you'll see that on a tax bill as whatever the name of the community is, CDD. So that's something to look for also if there's those type of taxes on a home that you're interested in buying, because that does change the tax rate drastically. Some areas it's even twice as much when there's CDD tax, so you want to look out for that. And then the tax bill is usually paid with most finance buyers. It's paid in your monthly mortgage, right? So the mortgage company will collect it and hold it in escrow. That's to protect themselves. It's a kind of a nice treat for you, I guess, if you only have to pay it monthly rather than a big annual tax bill. But really, they want to make sure that the taxes are getting paid so that the tax collector doesn't foreclose on your house. They want to be the ones to be able to do that if you're not paying your bills. So the bill for the tax bill will be divided monthly and escrowed by the mortgage company, and then they will pay the bill at the end of the year. If there's any differences, any changes, then they will send you that new bill and update your monthly payment for the next year. So be aware of that. If your mortgage company is asking you to escrow and pay your taxes every month, that will be an additional expense to be paid then as well. If you don't have a mortgage, or if your mortgage is not asking to escrow your taxes, then your tax bill will be due. It's actually due at the beginning of the year for the previous year. So taxes here in Florida, our property taxes are paid in arrears. So the 2023 bill comes out at the end of 2023 and it's due in the beginning of 2024. Make sure to remember to file for homestead exemption. That's an important one. The beginning of the year, you could start filing for homestead exemption for that new year, because like I said, it's in arrears. So you could file the beginning of the year for homestead tax exemption for that new year that you are now in. And that has to be done by the homeowner. It's not done automatically when you buy a house. It has to be done as a separate step. Most counties have it on their website, and it's pretty easy to do. So just go onto your county's tax collector's website or property appraiser's website, and you should be able to find the information pretty easily. Homestead exemption is a great way for property owners who are residing in their home as their primary residence to save on taxes here in Florida. It's a substantial discount. Other states it's not as good, but here in Florida we have some pretty good homestead exemptions to help you out with your tax bill. Then if you're buying an investment property, then that one will be changed. And if you ever move out of your primary residence, but you're not selling it, you're going to hold on to it as a rental property, make sure you change your homestead status so that you don't risk any action being brought on you by the tax collector, because they will follow up and check on those things. So property taxes go towards the county and city, the local municipality services. They are paid in arrears at the end of the year, often monthly if you have a mortgage. And homestead exemption is a really important thing to look for when you are living in your primary residence. If you have any more questions on taxes, I'm not a tax consultant, I'm a realtor, but I do know quite a bit, and I can help you out when it comes to your taxes for your new residence, new property that you're looking to buy, whether it's a personal residence or an investment property. Any questions, you know what to do. Call Angie.